Hey, Jojo. Thanks for the 2/3 of a year. Welcome back. All right, let's dive into this, shall we? Cloudy, we usually start standard about 9:30, which is about 90 minutes or so from now. I'll just do one Magic Online League to start the morning. Anywho, so this is Pitch Blue, which is looking to leverage the power of Narset, Partner of Veils, denying people extra card draws in a turn, along with Notion Thief doing something similar. And then random cards that like bounce your opponent's stuff back to their hand, or grab it with Commandeer, or 2-for-1 ourselves with Disrupting Shoal, alongside the power of Days Undoing to gas us back up to 7 while denying our opponent extra card draws. Notably, if you Days Undoing with Narset out, we draw 7, they draw 1. If you Days Undoing with Notion Thief out, we draw 14, they draw 0. So a lot of cute things going on here. Let's go ahead and dive on into some matches and see how it goes. It wouldn't be a Moto morning if Magic Online didn't crash to start things off. The sponsors really love Magic Online. They get a lot of extra time. All right, Moto, as you will. Sure. Modern staple lore broker here. Each player draws a card, then discards a card. Yeah, Snare is reasonable on the draw. Spell Pierce is also an okay pickup here. Means if they have Faithless Looting, we can counter that. Hopefully they Cathartic Reunion. That would be ideal. Just get to like Spell Snare them. Is this a decent hand versus Dredge? Because like the way Dredge interacts with Notion Thief is like not favorable for us. As we frequently mention on stream, the key to not being disappointed in life is low the key to not being disappointed in life is low expectations. So expect little. Let's see if they have a third land here. If they have a third land, they get to flashback Faithful Student. That probably just kills us. Days Undoing shuffles their graveyard back into their deck, right? No third land's a good one for us. Sure. Each player draws a card, then discards a card, is the text on our boy Lore Broker here. Dredge seems like a really hard deck to play. In the post-board games, I would say Dredge is hard to play because it has to play through a lot of the different hate cards that exist in the format. But game one's Dredge is really pretty easy. The play patterns it has are different than like traditional Magic decks, but like once you're familiar with those play patterns, it really doesn't have that much going on. Hey, Pizza. Thanks for the very generous tier 3 resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Why not Snare the Loam? Because I wanted the Vapor Snag plus play a tapped land. I don't know. I don't think it really matters either way. You're right that we don't really have much better to do with the Spell Snare, so maybe I should just do it. This is probably a card that comes out. Creeping Chill was such an offensive addition to Dredge. Like, I really, really hate the design aspects they take with Modern. The fact that Birthing Pod is banned while Faithless Looting and Ancient Stirrings remain legal is just like comical at best. We're very dead here, right? I don't have anything going on. I have some Ravenous Traps. I have an Ashiok. I think I bring in the Unmoored Ego just to, like, name one of their things. Commandeer might actually be okay here. Lore Broker is exceptionally bad. Part of me wants to trim Vendilion Clique, but the question is, how do I actually kill them if I do that? I'm basically going to be using Unmoored Ego like a 3-mana Surgical Extraction. So what we're taking is going to depend on like the board state or like what's in their graveyard. Yeah, exactly, Jinx Choker. MTGO, like, if Paper Magic was like a 4 in terms of watchability, Magic Online's like a 5 or a 6, and then Arena's like an 8 or a 9. So, like, for a long time, Moto was much better than what Paper had to offer, but now, like, we have something that's a 9 or a 10. I think Commandeer is probably pretty okay here. He gets to snake like access to some of their stuff. This doesn't have any extra lands in it, huh? There's actually not downtime, Fitzbull. So I was originally going to do 2 Modern Leagues this morning, but I went back and actually read the announcement. It's just a server-side update with no downtime. So there's going to be, we're going to have to, like, download a patch at some point, but there isn't actual downtime with today's update for Arena. Yet it says no downtime is expected. Literally says no downtime is expected. This is a require update. Players who are logged in prior to this tournament. Yeah, so they're doing maintenance for 90 minutes, but there's no downtime. This is the norm. This happened last time. So it gives a duration for the maintenance window, but it does not mean that duration is downtime during that So I did the same thing. I skimmed it last night and I was like, oh, I'm gonna do 2 Moto Leagues in the morning just because there's gonna be downtime, and then I actually like went back and read it and I was like, oh, it's actually not downtime. So this hand would really like another land. It's like pretty reasonable otherwise though. Run off a couple of lands, we get to go Narset into Days Undoing. This is if 3 or more cards enter their graveyard. I think I just let this happen with the Ravenous Trap. Double Bloodghast. They just put a bunch of dredgers in their bin. I wouldn't trap there, but like, if they have a fetch land next turn and they like play the fetch, I don't have an opportunity to Ravenous Trap them. They're like gonna guaranteed get it back. Plus, they haven't put multiple things in their graveyard at that point. Hard cast Narcomoeba. Yep, resolves. Commandeer the Narcomoeba. Someone asked earlier what the pitch part of the pitch blue in the username, the deck name refers to. It refers to the card Commandeer and Disrupting Shoal, which lets you exile cards from your hand as opposed to paying its casting cost. So you're pitching cards to play a card instead of paying a mana cost for it. And this is actually just like showing, I feel like, the big rancid downside of trying to play decks like this. Like, I have all these cards, but like, I literally just can't beat my opponent casting a 1/1 and then casting a 3/3. Like, this is something that I literally just like don't have the tools to beat. And again, decks like this that aren't able to impact the board, generally speaking, are just not playable in Modern. These are the types of decks where you're like, well, Modern's a format where people get on the board very quickly, and like, if you played this deck against like things like blue-white control maybe, and like other mediocre Modern decks, like you're probably okay. But like anything reasonable like Dredge or Robots or Burn, like these decks are almost certainly just gonna like run us over without mercy. Great, I get to kind of do the thing. I'm not going to down-tick Narset because I don't want her to die. So, next turn I get to cast Days Undoing and draw 7, and they draw 1. But, like, I'm actually just, like, dead on board, right? It's like if these just hit me here, which they do because my opponent has a brain, I actually can't Days Undoing these because I'll just be dead on board. Alright, so Snapback actually keeps me alive here. So Snapback lets me bounce this to their hand, exiling that, and now I get to cast Days Undoing. Nice, Coma Cake, congrats. And this shuffles away their Conflagrate, so we don't have to worry about that. They have an Assassin's Trophy. They're gonna like trophy my Narset in response here. Oh, we deserve this. We deserve this. All right, have 7 cards, Dredge deck. This can't possibly end poorly for me, right? The Dredge player is so excited I can feel it through my keyboard, right? Just like, well. And Notion Thief does not interact with Dredge how we want it to interact with Dredge. Oh, look, I'm at 4, and they have blood gas. They get to Dredge alone. Alright, well. It's a good time. It's a good time. Deck going exactly. Deck currently meeting expectations. Hey, Jojo, thanks for the 8 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. We're going to give this one 3 matches of a fair shake. Hopefully we survive to hit a blue-white control player and make them hate themselves. But if we run into like real efficient modern decks, we're just gonna die and it's not gonna be close, most likely. Please let me queue into some bad decks. Nice! My effectively monocolor deck that can't cast 3 of its spells with 3 lands. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. I guess we keep this 1-lander. Tron. Okie doke. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Spell Snare you. That's sweet, sweet justice. Alright, Blast Zone. Cooking with gas, cooking with gas. Hey, DeParis, thanks for the 10 months. Welcome back. I appreciate it. How do you feel about being pierced this time of year? Blue source. Blue source. Alright, alright. Oh-ho. We're halfway there. Oh-ho. Living on a prayer, take my hand and we'll make it, I swear. Do. Alright. I'm just saying, all I'm saying is there's a chance. Take a chance on me. Do. So for the people asking what this deck is supposed to do, that's the goal. So we drew 7 and we took their hand from 5 down to 1. That's the thing. We have successfully done the thing. Are you excited? I'm excited. You can impulse into lands with Mistvein Borderpost. That's so awesome. How do we win? We have copies of Vendilion Clique, and we can commandeer their spells. Listen, as someone who plays lots of bad decks very frequently, I'm just glad we got to do our thing, okay, chat? All I wanted to do was our thing, and we did the thing. Just be excited that we did the thing, okay? Oh, I don't want to play this out because Blast Zone's probably going to blow it up, huh? Let's put another Lore Broker into play. So now Lore Broker alongside Narset makes them discard a card and us draw a card. Which is pretty sweet. And then Vendilion Clique just takes a card away from them and doesn't let them draw another card because we have Narset out. Look at our crazy efficient clock. Maybe I'm supposed to snap back my click there. Feels like it's possible I'm supposed to snap back my click. Hey, Kuzalu, thank you for the tip. I appreciate it. I'm gonna go ahead and let them loot here. Okay, so we play this. 19 and counting. Thank you for the 19 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, we did it! Tron stumbled and we got him. Yeah, we can draw step lock them with Lore Brokers now. We did it. We did it. We did it. Hooray. Alright, so this is definitely a Commandeer matchup. Can't search their library. Ashiok probably comes in. Yeah, we did the thing. You know, that's all you could really ask for, right? I just want to do the thing at least once. This is probably not a Disrupting Shoal matchup, huh? It's probably not very good here. I suppose Ego does take Tron pieces, right? That doesn't seem completely unreasonable. You like Shoal more than Remand or Unsub? I don't know. Like, Unsub especially, like, being able to send creatures back to their hand before we daze undoing them seems really important. Morning, Nivik. I don't know, like, again, like, the fact that we were able to keep them off of Tron that last game is, like, I feel like that's the exception, not the rule. We have one snag, Pike. One singleton snag. I think I just let this happen. I think I'm gonna save my Commandeers here for a bigger payoff. Hey, morning, Brecken. To add a dealer's choice deck to the Legacy queue. Unfortunately, Legacy content just isn't super popular right now. So, tier 3 subs are only for standard or modern decks. The minimum for adding Legacy decks is 50. Alright, so I hit that. I think I'm doing this to try and draw a land. We swing and a miss. Perfect, will do, Irate. I really appreciate the 2-3 sub. Welcome back. Yeah, that's probably fine. Yeah, you're not alone, Jace. A lot of people watch Magic content for what I would refer to as like experience reproduction. Like they're looking to like emulate what they're seeing on the screen at home. Am I playing Narset and down ticking here? I think so. Kind of just need to like work through the Oblivion Stone basically. As long as we don't get like Ulamogged, we're kind of in an okay spot here. That's what we're looking to avoid. Narset being able to impulse into pseudo lands is like really sweet. Yeah, I don't even think I want a Days Undoing with Remand and Commandeer in my hand. I think I just hang tight. Do I ditch the Notion Thieves? I ditch these two. Yeah, Commandeer is just like actually just very good against Tron. All right, that was great. I'm glad we got to experience what was going on here. I'm glad that we got to experience that. I mean, like I said, if we play against decks that aren't actually putting things into play, this might be okay. Just against decks that play to the board, we're going to have a hard time. Yeah, that seems fine. Blue-white control. That's exactly what I wanted for Christmas, opponent. How'd you know? How'd you know what I wanted for Christmas, opponent? That's so nice of you. Jeskai. Boo. Boo, Jeskai. You're not supposed to put good cards like lightning bolts in your control deck, opponent. Spreading Seas my island. Yep, resolves. So, I think I actually play Narset and then don't do anything else. Because I don't want Narset to die to a lightning bolt. Because next turn I can Daze Undoing with Disrupting Shoal up for a 2-mana counter. Welcome back, Nivek. Thanks for keeping me around. Ban like the 4th of each month. Why does it wait so long? They changed the things and they're weird now. Felidar Guardian. Yep. That doesn't... I guess it turns off my Geier reach here. But it doesn't draw another card because Narset's in play. Brox B, thanks for the 10 months. Welcome back. Snap. Rats. Do I impulse to try and find a snap to throw this back in their hand? I feel like I do. So now we snap this back to their hand. Pitching this. Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. As you will, opponent. As you will. I too missed the glowing red circle of no. How does that make you feel, opponent? Does it make you sad on the inside? I hope it makes you sad on the inside. Excellent. Excellent. Get out of here. Alright, so Slaughter Pact and Pongify are probably good here if they're trying to Sihili combo us. Commandeer sounds wonderful. Spell Snare's probably not particularly good in this matchup. I mean, Modern's the format where sometimes they want it more than you. And, like, we certainly want it more than the opponent in a lot of situations. Yeah, I agree. I think against people who aren't playing to the board, this deck probably dumpsters them. I guess this game might go long enough that memory could be good. Nah. We've accomplished the goal more than once. Yeah, like Dredge, Burn, Affinity, like any of the decks elves that you like ask me, Jeff, what's a good modern deck? Like any of the decks I would list if you asked me to tell you what a good modern deck is, I assume this deck is bad against those. But against like Celestial Colonnade, I guess that's not strictly true. It seemed okay against Tron, and Tron's a pretty reasonable modern deck. This keepable. Hey, Timur, thanks for the 5 months. Updated Sultai. Are you talking about for Standard? If you're looking for a mid-range deck for Standard, I'd highly recommend checking out the Command the Dreadhorde lists. They are kind of the go-to mid-range deck for the season. Any reasonable draw out of Dredge is going to destroy this deck. So the arena maintenance is no downtime. So they're deploying a patch and like we'll be able to play for like an hour, hour and a half or so, and then I'm gonna have to restart the client and download an update. But it is a 0 downtime update, like a lot of the updates they've done for Arena. So there's a 90-minute patch window, but we should still be able to play during the entire time. Which, Lore Broker, perfect. It's just what I wanted for Christmas. We'll love to draw a 2-drop here. Perfect. And the reason why we wanted to draw a 2-drop is this lets us Disrupting Shoal a Remand here. I think I'm probably in the market for a Spell Pierce at this point. Commander Horizons has a lot of really sweet designs in it. Disrupting Shoal. Disrupting Shoal. Rats. We're so unlucky, chat. But she drew a card and she made our opponent discard a card, so like, all things considered, that seems like a pretty fine exchange for us. Hey, B Rich, thanks for the 20 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Looking for a Narset or a... Perfect. Looking for that one. That one right there. I am going to decline. I'm going to decline minusing my Narset because I'd prefer she doesn't die to a lightning bolt. So Esper Aggro build around. 10 out of 10, Venfaith. Thanks for the support. I appreciate it. So this makes them discard a card, and then we draw plus discard. Feels pretty good, man. I think I'm just going to hold on to the Spell Piercers for now. Well, that's an Ocean Thief. I think I just Disrupting Shoal by paying mana for this, right? So in response to this, I'm going to make them discard both the cards out of their hand. The fact that this can't redirect to my planeswalkers here is huge. So, like, do I want to try and impulse into a border post here? Probably not, honestly. So during their upkeep, I'm going to go ahead and Lore Broker. Then I Lore Broker again, which makes them discard their card. And then, like, they don't get to draw their card for the turn because they've already drawn a card. Yeah, now we just have them on the full lock, basically, right? Like, eventually I have to get rid of this, but, like, we're just, like, going to make them draw a discard at the beginning of each turn, and they don't draw a card for the turn. As someone who has, like, built part of his career making fun of Celestial Colonnade decks, this deck's hilarious against those. Yeah, this is the deck that spiked the price of Commandeer, for sure. Hopefully we can find 2 more people playing mediocre Modern decks that don't play to the board, and then we can just crush them. Hey, the Oratog. Thank you for the 12 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Have a sword to go with your shield. Play a Hallowed Fountain. Play a Hallowed Fountain. Mishra's Bauble into Mishra's Bauble and Infect. Interesting. Really like to draw land here. Perfect. Now, a little bit sad I bin the Snare if they have a Blighted Agent, but there's no guarantee they have that. Yikes. Yikes. We're gonna die very quickly here. Pick it up. So we're dead to double protection here, but I have a Spell Pierce for the first one. Alright, get to bring in a couple more cards that impact the board. Pongify, this. Whiplash is not quite fast enough. I don't think this is a Damnation matchup. Blast Zone's probably pretty good. Commandeer seems a little mediocre. This is like a really slow removal spell. I mean, Zowsy, when you're playing 20, like, so it's really easy to write off, well, we just flooded out and died. But, like, if you look at the deck, there's 27 lands in it. So you're going to draw a lot of lands, and a significant portion of your games, and almost 50% of your deck is lands. It's just, like, kind of how it works. This deck plays Mistvein Borderpost because it's a land you can Narset into. Just kind of cheeky and sweet. I like the Spell Snares to give me a critical mass of 1-mana blue spells to pitch to Disrupting Shoal, and countering Blighted Agent is generally pretty important. Yeah, the border posts are also lands you can pitch to Disrupting Shoal and Commandeer, which is nice. Sure, but that's just how interactive decks work, Zowsy. In general, decks that are heavily interactive have to be much more powerful than the linear decks to be worth playing, because the non-linear, or the decks trying to be interactive, are going to lose a significant number of games to just drawing the wrong half of their deck. That's just like how Magic works across all formats. And, like, again, my thoughts on something like the Esper Narset deck aren't just based on, you know, my 3 or 4 match segment there, right? Like, it's extrapolating generically in the format how these decks look like they line up against the things other people are playing, and then looking around and going, oh, no one else is doing well with these decks either. They're probably not doing well with it because they're not good. They didn't play a 1-drop on 1. I think I'm going to pass with Spell Snare up here. I think they're pretty likely to play. They discarded an Ichor Clawmere last game. I feel like they're pretty likely to like Blighted Agent or Ichor Clawmere here. I would like to Spell Snare them when they do. Rude. I think Chalice of the Void is a card that has too much variance in Modern. This isn't the Brainstorm Ponder Force of Will format. There's too many decks that, like, just don't give a just don't give a crap about your copy of Chalice of the Void. I mean, like, you should just feel realistic about it, Navier. You should feel like the ladder is not a measure of skill. The ladder is a measure of how good or bad your variance has been for the last 20 matches that you've played, is effectively how it works. Teferi Time Raveler in their deck. That's, yep. It is in fact a modern legal card. And, like, now, like, this card seems rancid in my sideboard. I really don't understand why you would play Pongify in this sideboard when you can just play Fatal Push. Like, now how do I ever beat a 3/3, right? Like, my deck's biggest problem is that it, like, just doesn't work when my opponent has stuff in play. So, like, now I've traded my opponent's one thing in play that I can't beat for a different thing in play that I can't beat. Yeah, I'm gonna concede. This Pongify is garbage. Should just be any actual removal spell. And if you're, like, worried about being able to produce black mana consistently, just play Dismember. Yeah, we're 2-2. I can stamp exceeds expectation on the deck list. We beat a Colonnade deck and we beat Tron. See if we can get one more good matchup and stamp it out of 3-2. Yeah, like some of these cards, it feels like the person who built this was just like being too cute. Like why aren't these just like actual removal spells? Like this is kind of sweet because like you're often gonna draw a bunch of cards that not have mana left over. So like Slaughter Pact seems fine as a free spell, but like these should probably just be Dismembers or Fatal Pushes. So the problem, Zauzi, is I think you're evaluating the Esper deck in its best case situations instead of looking at like the average case situations. And I think you're right that when the Esper deck has its cards line up really well into everything the opponent has going on, it's very, very good. It's going to be competitive everywhere. The problem is, in a significant portion of your games, you're going to be missing colors, you're going to stumble on land drops, you're going to not draw Kaya's Wrath, we need to draw Kaya's Wrath, you're not going to draw Thought Erasure, we need to draw Thought Erasure. And just like that inconsistency is going to be a real thing. My opponent's mulligan to 5. Hopefully this is a matchup where Spell Pierce is live. Hey, a Tron matchup. Mistvein Borderpost is listed as an artifact. If you are looking on Stream Decker. I guess that's true. That's probably why they're playing Pongify and Scorn. Is those are removal spells that pitch to your Commandeers. But like what's the overlap of matches where like I want Tyrant Scorn in my deck and I also want Commandeer in my deck? Like that would be the question, right? I feel like in a significant number of games, like when I want removal, I don't want Commandeer and vice versa. All right, so our opponent mulligan to 5 this game and has turn 3 Tron. Unsubstantiate's good if they have a creature threat here for sure. Yeah, if we'd have been on the play with Spell Pierce, we'd have been ahead in a real big way this game. Sure. Disrupting Shoal, that's fair. I still think Pongify is garbage. I could be sold on wanting blue spells, so like maybe we want another Tyrant Scorn, but like this deck has such a hard time dealing with people who get on the board that I'm hard pressed to believe that. All right, if we're really good, we're gonna impulse into a Commandeer here. Yikes. Play a Worm Coil Engine. Yeah, modern. That's a pretty classic example of play versus the draw being a big deal, right? If we'd have been on the play, we'd have been in a pretty okay spot there. Was being able to bounce the token. We don't really have that much bounce. And like, if you have access to a bounce spell, you probably don't need the removal spell. Hey, what's going on, Hotfire? Welcome back. Need 2 more trims here. I don't remember what I did last time. I think I cut Disrupting Shoal. think I got Disrupting Shoal. This is probably fine. It's like okay for stopping some of the early setup, but like not amazing past that. This is one of the lowest quality decks we've accepted in a while. I don't know. I think like playing newish archetypes like this that are fairly unique is worthwhile, even if they might be a dumpster fire on occasion. It makes for content that people are interested in seeing. And as someone who plays Modern with some consistency, even if I'd never play a deck like this in a tournament, like being familiar with the play patterns of a deck like this is valuable if you run into it. What land are you naming with Unmoored Ego? Whatever Tron piece they don't currently have in play. Ashiok's just really slow. And like, we don't have a way to destroy Tron pieces. So like, if I was playing a deck like, say, Black-Green Rock, where I had like Field of Rune and Assassin's Trophy, I would bring in Ashiok because I could kill their Tron pieces and stop them for searching for more. But because I can't interact with their Tron pieces they already have in play, I don't think it's worth bringing in Ashiok. That being said, Ashiok seems really sweet. That might finally be a card that makes like Black-Green Rock reasonable against like Titan Shift. The new Ashiok. What's the text on this? Spells and abilities your opponents control can't cause their owners to search your library. Yeah, so this doesn't stop them. I'm not saying this stops them from searching with Field of Rune and Assassin's Trophy Pike. I'm saying that Field of Rune and Assassin's Trophy, because you have those to break up Tron, make this text better, because turning off Map and Sylvan Scrying isn't meaningful if you can't break up their turn 3 Tron to begin with, basically. Yeah, I agree with that too, Mazer Mouse. Like one kind of unique, interesting deck per week is fine. Like playing five bad decks in a row on a Monday. That was where the wear down was starting to happen. It's like, no, this is it. This isn't a good scene. I think I'm actually gonna loot with this. Like I did a Narset, right? Thanks, Sags, and I appreciate the 5 months. Welcome back. For keeping me around. I'm gonna go ahead and just cast this Disrupting Shoal as cancel here. Yep. If you remove a counter from last turn, it kills tokens. In fact, the Sultai Diviner deck that we played a couple times in Standard now leverages that combination of cards. Waiting on like a Notion Thief or a Narset here. So we can lock them out with Floor Broker. Cast a card. Cast a card. Cast a card. Rats. Sequencing, opponent. Sequencing. Narset, Thief of Sanity. Narset, Thief of Sanity. Or Notion Thief. The only Thief of Sanity is the thief that's on the brain from Standard. Is Thief any good in Shadow? Yeah, I really like having one in the sideboard. I think it's pretty reasonable. Alright, well that'll be good post whatever. I don't think I can't really Days Undoing in good conscience here. Give my Tron opponent 7 cards while they have a bunch of stuff in hand. Cast a card. Alright, we went 2 and 3. Which, basically, that about met my expectations. Our mediocre modern deck that can't beat decks that get on the board managed to stumble its way into, like, 2 okay matchups out of 5 and, like, win them. This deck's cute. If you really want to play Commandeer, it's kind of fun. Commandeer is non-creature spell chat, so it explicitly does not work on creatures. This card would actually see a ton of play in Modern, I think, if you could Commandeer anything. So if you could just take anything off the stack, I think there'd be a number of decks that just played 4x of this and did adorable things, but that is unfortunately not how it works. So, I think my big takeaway, if I was going to play this again, is at the very least I would turn this into another Tyrant Scorn, and I would really sit and think long and hard about if I need these cards to be blue or if I can just like play Dismember or more Slaughter Pact or Fatal Push or something like that. But I think if I determined I wanted these removal spells to be blue for the Disrupting Shoals and the Snapbacks and the Commandeers, I would play 2 Tyrant Scorn, because like this deck just has such a hard time against things that get on the board that like playing Pongify really feels like we're just like trading one problem for another. Should this deck play Urborg? Nah, probably not. It's only got 1 double black card and it's Damnation out of the sideboard. I think Urborg's probably unnecessary and I'd rather just have basic lands. Basic lands are busted. Alright, I'm going to run to the restroom really quick, and when I get back, we're going to start with some Standard. Thanks for hanging out, folks. I appreciate it. Thanks, Boshek and Socio Penguin. Plug it hard. Have you tried Ripjaw after this archetype? It's good against aggro. It's definitely not great against Baby Teferi. Yeah, so I think we basically just don't have room for something like Ripjaw Raptor. I think I'd rather my expensive top end be these evasive flying threats. More so than something that's just like another thing that comes up the ground. Like, I think I'd rather have things like Gruul Spellbreaker and Thorn Lieutenant as my cheaper things that come up the ground. I agree that, like, fighting with Ripjaw is, like, really good with this, but, like, I think the matchups where Ripjaw is going to be really good are matchups that are already kind of okay. So I don't know that I like. Like, I think if I was expecting to play against, like, all mono red and mono white, Ripjaw would be something on my radar, but with as much control and Planeswalker decks as there are in the format, I think I want my top end to be, like, card advantage and flying threats.